Morning, students. Recall that last week we had chapter 6 with the title The Jihad of Usman and Fodium and the Establishment of the Sokoto Caliphate. We looked at the area before the emergence of Usman and Fodium Jihad in 1804 and 1808. Today's topic, which is chapter 7, we are going to look at Nigeria and the transatlantic slave trade. Recall that in chapter 5, with the title Early External Influences, the European and the Arab Contact with the coastal people of Nigeria, we treated that chapter 5 and established that the foreigners, Europeans and Arabs, entered the Nigerian area through different areas. In the southern Nigeria, the Europeans entered Nigeria through the Gulf of Guinea and they settled first in Benin City. In northern Nigeria, the Arabs and the builders of North Africa entered the Nigerian area through Sahara Desert. Today, chapter 8, we have mentioned the topic, the transatlantic slave trade. And we discovered, as we rightly said, that the intention of the Europeans when they came to Nigeria was not to reduce us to slaves. Their intention was to trade with us. In the process of trade, they can also evangelize and turn those who wanted to be Christians to Christian religion. But unfortunately, an event occurred which turned all the good intentions of the Europeans into something that led to slave trade. Number one was the discovery of the New World or Americas in 1492. When America was discovered by Christopher Columbus, there were so many things in the land of the Americas, the mineral resources, the agricultural lands that had so many potentials. At first, the Europeans who went to the Americas to establish plantations were using the indigenous people of America. When they were growing in their numbers, they turned to Africa for the exportation of human beings, which is known as transatlantic slave trade. That was the origin of how the event that started as an excursion escalated to the extent that between 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries, Africans were exported in their numbers to the New World. And some historians call this thing that happened, some call it transatlantic slave trade, some people call it triangular slave trade. Those that call it triangular slave trade are describing the event where some young people in Africa were taken to the New World, the Americas. Their labors were used, and some of the things they produced, they exported the semi-finished product to Europe, where they are converted to finished products, which the Europeans bring back to Africa. They describe it as triangular slave trade. The movement started in Africa, entered the New World and Americas to Europe and back to Africa. Let's look at the slide and read some of the things. We say that the discovery of the Americas in 1492 ultimately led to a great development of the slave trade. The Europeans, afraid of the total extermination of the Native American population, working in their plantation farms, turned to Africa in the transportation of human beings between the 15th and 18th centuries. Thus, the Atlantic slave trade became important with the arrival of the Portuguese to the Nigerian coast. By the 18th century, it had grown tremendously, both in extent and volume. Therefore, this chapter will systematically examine the organization of the trade, the role the European merchants and the local chiefs played in the transportation of millions of Africans to the New World. We now look at the objective of today's lecture, and we'll say that at the end of our discussion in this chapter, students will be able to trace the origins, the organization, and impact of transatlantic slave trade. We also give reasons for the suppression of the transatlantic slave trade and assess the impact of the trade on the development of Africa. We look at the origin of the Atlantic slave trade. And we earlier said, we've described the origin that the discovering of America or the New World in 1492 escalated the trade on slaves. And we said here that the Dutch and the English led the way in the Caribbean and West Indies in the development of huge plantations, which required extra labor to farm them. The Portuguese, the Spanish, and even the Swedish merchants also made haste to join in the shipment of profitable common materials. We've seen how Africans were moved into the New World. And we said that as there was not usually enough labor in Europe available or willing to leave Europe for the then unknown lands of Americas and the Caribbean, plantation owners looked up to the early export of African labor and were all the more encouraged by the discovery that Africans survived particularly well in the tropical conditions of the New World. In the earlier period, labor was procured through the wars between Christians and Muslims, but the labor obtained in this way was insufficient. The Portuguese voyage down the West African coast in the 15th century unexpectedly opened up an alternative source of labor, namely slaves. In 1441, Gonzalez, a Portuguese voyager, returned to Portugal with 10 African slaves as presents to Prince Henry the Navigator. By 1460, when Henry died, 700 to 800 slaves were being exported annually to Portugal from West Africa. We look at this subtopic, slavery and the slave trade, and we say that slavery is the act of keeping slaves, and that slave trade is the act of selling and buying slaves. Here, we should not be deceived into believing that Africans did not know what slave is before the arrival of the Europeans. They knew and also kept slaves themselves. The Europeans also knew and kept slaves too, but there were differences. The conception of slaves among the Africans, Nigerians, were different from Europeans' concept of slaves. Africans, slaves had dignity, slaves had honor, slaves were regarded as part of the family. When a slave wants to marry, he will just notify his master that he wants to marry. Slave can rise and become somebody within the family he was sold to. For instance, Jaja of Opobo, a young slave, a young boy from Olo, who was sold into slavery in Opobo land. Jaja did not only become prominent after buying his freedom, Jaja even became a king of Opobo. To the Europeans, slaves did not have. Let's look at the slide. We say here, to the Europeans, a slave was helpless before his master because his master could treat him anyhow without mercy. As a tool in the hands of his master, he had no rights and privileges. He could not marry without his master's permission. He could not be sold out of his family to another master. Any member of his family could likewise be sold, and both he and members of his family could never become free people. To the Africans, slaves had rights and were treated like human beings, not tools. Household slaves were regarded as members of their family's children. They could marry and raise family by merely informing their masters of their intention to marry. So we now look at the organization of the trade, and we say that three categories of people were involved in the transatlantic trade, and they perform different functions. We are now going to look at these categories, three categories of people that were involved in slave trade, and we say that the number one were the men who captured and sold the slaves, a function performed by Nigerians. Nigerians who brought the slaves to the coast and sold them to the coastal chiefs and merchants, and European merchants who brought the slaves from the Nigerian coastal chiefs and merchants and transported the slaves to Europe or the New World, North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean or West Indies. Here, we are talking about the different stages. Two were performed by Nigerians. The last one was performed by the Europeans. The first one, those who captured the slaves, a work that were done by Nigerians. And secondly, the people who used to sell, the merchants or the middlemen who sell the slaves to the Europeans, and the European merchants that usually transport the slaves to the New World. And we are also going to identify four areas, four categories. Number one is the place of capture, which was done, as we rightly said, by the Africans, Nigerians themselves. And we also discover a place they call the point of no return. The point of no return in Nigeria is one of the areas was Calabar. When once a slave is taken to Calabar seaport, that slave can no longer go back to the owners, and we call it the point of no return. And we also have the third place they call the middle area. When slaves are taken to America, that is the middle passage, they will remain permanently there. These are some of the areas, the area of capture, the area of points of no return, and the middle passage. When they pass to America, they cannot come back to Europe, to Africa. We now look at another sector page, abolition of the slave trade. And we say that even though they said that slave trade was a sin against humanity, we don't usually take that. There was something that occurred in Europe that led to the agitation for the slave to be abolished. Number one was the Industrial Revolution, which occurred in Europe. Industrial Revolution means that those works the slaves used to do in 20 days, machine can use 2 hours or 1 hour to do the work. So in Europe and England, when Industrial Revolution started, trades were not mostly needed. So there was this agitation for trading slaves to be abolished. And we have prominent men that rose up in England to say, no, this slave in human beings must stop. And we identify some abolitionists like Gravely Sharp, William Wilberforce, Thomas Clarkson, and Thomas Boston, All these men rose up to say, let us through the act of parliament solve this trade in human being. And we are going to identify two persons that their activities led to the stoppage of slave trade in England. Number one was a man called Jonathan Strong. Jonathan Strong was brought from the Caribbean islands. When he reached England, he was very sick to the point of death. The master abandoned him on the streets to die. A charitable doctor picked him, treated him. When Jonathan Strong became healthy again, the master saw him and wanted to reassert his authority. Jonathan Strong ran to the doctor. The doctor brought his brother, who was a man called Bradley Sharp. He was a lawyer. Sharp responded by taking the master to the court. The court ruled that Jonathan Strong should have his freedom. And that was the first time a slave regained his freedom in Britain. The second incident was a young man called James Somerset. When James Somerset arrived in Britain, he escaped from the master. Bradley Sharp intervened again in this case. In 1772, the Judge of Britain, Lord Mansfield, declared in a ruling that was interpreted that as far as any slave set its foot on British land, that slave becomes automatically free. And the two incidences that led to the abolition of the slave trade, the case of Jonathan Strong and James Somerset, we are now going to look at the effect of slave trade on the development of Nigeria and Africa. And we said here that the transatlantic slave trade had far-reaching effect. It affected various Nigerian nation-states, particularly and mankind in general, in more ways than the other. The first, the trade led to loss of population. Number two, the slave trade and inter-ethnic wars, which we associated with the trade, brought untold hardship to the people and the destruction of the environment. Third, as a result of the insecurity to life and property caused by the raids and wars, orderly progress and cultural growth were badly affected. Four, the slave trade tended to supplant industries that existed before it and indeed asserted its position as the most important economic activity in West Africa. 5. The slave trade contributed to the fall of some Nigerian empires and kingdoms, especially the Oyo and Benin Empire. 6. The slave trade broke a lot of African families. For mothers were turned away from their children, wife from husband, brother from sister, and parents from their children. 7. The trade increased fraternal and ethnic wars among Nigerians as well as other West Africans. 8. The trade brought some economic benefit to Nigeria. This was the introduction of maize and cassava by the Portuguese. These food crops were brought probably to feed slaves while on their way to the New World. The crops have since then become Nigerian staple food. 9. Following the theory of the gospel and the law as a means of eradication of the slave trade, Christian missionaries came to Nigeria. Legitimate commerce in terms of trade and the establishment of model farms were encouraged. And finally, the slave trade brutalized all the people who took part in it. It made both the African suppliers and the white traders insensitive to human feelings and human sufferings. We will end today's lecture today. Next week, when we will be treating chapter 8, we will discuss the title, European Exploration of the River Niger. Thank you.